Welcome to this, Lord. You join me here today and I'm in the City of London. I'm actually in Hart Street, junction of New London Street. And today we're going to be talking about this church here on my right. This is St Olave's, and well, there's been a place of worship here since the 13th century. It's named after King Olave II, who in 1014 came over as a mercenary and helped Ethelred the Unready defend London Bridge from the Danes. But here is a brief history of this church. Welcome to London. The church was rebuilt in the 13th century, and again it was added to and rebuilt partly in the 15th century. The present day building actually dates from around 1450. This church was actually saved during the Great Fire of London in 1666 because of Sir William Penn. He was the father of the other William Penn, who went on to found Pennsylvania. But they had the idea that if they destroyed a number of houses and buildings around here to act as a fire break, it would actually save the church. Well, it worked, and that's why we have the church today. One of the most famous parishioners of St Olave's was Samuel Pepys, the diarist. His house and Royal Naval Office were both in Seething Lane. He was a regular worshipper, and he referred to the church in his diaries affectionately as our own church. It was in about 1660 he actually had a gallery on the south side wall of the church added, and he added an outside stairway from the Royal Navy offices so that he could go to church without getting wet from the rain. The gallery, sadly now gone, but a memorial to Pepys marks the location of the stairway's door. It was in 1669, when sadly his beloved wife Elizabeth died from a fever, that Pepys had a marble bust of her by John Bushnell, and that was installed on the north wall of the sanctuary so he'd be able to see it from his pew during the services. And in 1703, after Pepys died himself, he was buried next to his wife in the nave. Moving on to the churchyard of St Olave's, there's a famous gateway there that was described by Dickens as St Ghastly Grim. The actual gateway is dated the 11th of April 1658, and the Latin text is from St Paul's Epistle. It's chapter 1, verse 21, and the translation is, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain." Dickens once again described the gateway in his 1861 work, The Uncommercial Traveller. He describes the skull and crossbones in the gateway as being one of my best beloved churchyards. I called the churchyard of St Ghastly Grim. And he also recounts visiting once there after midnight during a thunderstorm to see the skulls having an air of public executions. St Olave's was restored between 1948 and 1954, and while the restoration was carried out, a prefabricated church stood on the site of All Hallows Staining, and this was known as St Olave's Mark Lane. The tower of All Hallows Staining was used as the chancel of this temporary church. The building itself was dedicated as a Grade 1 listed building in January of 1950, and it still maintains its association with Trinity House and the Clothworkers Guild. There we are, that's a brief history of St Olave's. Thank you very much for watching. We do hope you enjoy these videos. We certainly enjoy making them for you. And if you want to see what we do outside of TikTok and YouTube, then please go to historylord.co.uk, see about a walking tour of London, or have a look for Last Line Films. That's James's YouTube and TikTok channel as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.